Hi guys, it's Dakota. Hope everybody's doing well. So today I want to talk to you about a topic that comes up a lot at my store, and I hear a lot about it, and that is doing witchcraft right versus doing witchcraft wrong, and just what that means. So first, I just want to say that over the last 2 years, we have had an influx of customers, it seems, and I am truly grateful. It's just amazing at the support that we get. And that being said, they are mostly new to this spiritual path, this new spiritual path, that metaphysical spiritual path. So I'm talking about new to crystals and herbs and candles and burning incense and just things like that, your basic metaphysical things. And I think and they're all about energy, and I think what's happening is that I think people are looking for that calming of the storm that we have been in for the last almost 2 years now coming up. And it is tiresome. It really is. And so I understand that, and I respect that. I respect that people are new and that they have a lot of questions. Sometimes when they come in, you can feel a little bit of anxious energy. You can feel a little bit of nervousness. They're a little shy, a little intimidated, and they really it's because they've never been outside of that mainstream box. So that being said, I'm doubly excited to have them in the store, have them get out of that box, and I'm so grateful that they actually trust us enough to ask us questions and allow us to help them. I mean, I think it's really amazing. So along with just that, the crystals and all of the metaphysical kind of things, there's also been an increase, in my opinion, on the topic of witchcraft. Now, it's all ever since I've had a metaphysical store, and I've been in my location where I am now for a little over 7.5 years, and my other store 3 years. So it's been a while, and this is a topic that has come up over the years. People that are drawn to witchcraft. Don't know why, whether they saw it, they heard it on social media, or they just really truly do feel drawn to it. And they come in and of course, they ask, where do I start? I don't even know where to start. And that I totally relate to because back when I started being drawn, which, as you know, was over closer to 40 years now. I keep wanting to say over 30 years, and it was over 30 years ago, but closer to 40 years. Yeah, and I'm only 41. Anyway, we didn't have social media. There wasn't social media like there is today. And, we had libraries and we had a few bookstores. We didn't have like the Barnes and Nobles and all of that, at least where I'm from and where I live now. And so it was very, very difficult to do any kind of research, any kind of study on that unless you just happened upon somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody that was into witchcraft, was a witch, whatever. And so it was a little more difficult than it is now. So I think with social media, it's not so hard to say the words witchcraft anymore. And so we do have a lot of new people that come in and people that are interested in specifically witchcraft. But when I ask them, what do you mean by witchcraft? Like, what is it? What are you drawn to? What is it that you're trying to achieve? What is the end result that you're looking for? What do you mean by witchcraft? And so that I can guide them to the right area. And truly, they really don't know. And so then, of course, we start asking the questions and we get on the subject of, well, are you interested in, the history and the theory and the physics and all of the things that, the roots of witchcraft. And usually they're interested, but they're more interested in the magical part of it. They're more interested in the craft itself, getting into spell work and divination and all of the things. And I think this must be a thing going on now. Must be on TikTok. I don't belong to TikTok, or I don't, whatever it is. I don't have it. But I can usually tell when something is trending by the amount of questions we get asked throughout the day, throughout the weeks. And we went from Moldavite to now it's dowsing rods. You don't ever hear anybody asking about dowsing rods. And I promise you, the last 2 or 3 months, it has been dowsing rods. Do we have dowsing rods? Do we have dowsing rods? And so that must be a thing, right? Anyway, I own a pair, but I mean, yeah, anyway. So things kind of trend. And so that's sort of where they're drawn. They're drawn into that magical realm of creating this magical aesthetic, whoop-de-doo kind of thing. Now, that's not to say, so don't hate me yet, because I love doing spell work. I really do. But here's the thing. I don't just do spell work for the fun of it. I have to have a reason. I have to have a purpose. I have to have a goal. I have to have a reason why I am going to do spell work. And sometimes it's fun. And that's one of the reasons, like, I love doing the videos and I love showing you things, because that part is fun for me. Like, that part is really fun. But doing your research, now for me now, it is fun, but it didn't used to be when I first started. Who wants to research, right? We're looking for instant gratification. We're looking for things to be served to us, on a silver platter. We want that, instant karma kind of thing. And it truly isn't that. So there used to be a time I was the same way. I wanted to light a candle and have whatever my goal was manifest right before me. Anything, if it was shiny, I wanted it, that sort of thing. But, and the having to research and the study and all of that, I'm here to tell you that some of that can be kind of boring. It really can. Some of it is fascinating. Some of it I can't get enough of. The research, the study, wow, and there's so much of it. It'll never end. That's how much there is of it. There's so much of it, it will never end. So if you find it fascinating and you found something that you just are really into, it'll be there for forever. But in the beginning, that wasn't so fun for me. I wanted to dabble, if you want to know the truth. Only I didn't think I was dabbling. I'm doing witchcraft. But without the research, without the education, without the knowledge behind what it was I was doing, if you came up to me and asked me, why are you doing that? And I said, because I'm trying to bring love, I'm trying to bring more money, whatever, then that would be my only answer. Why did you choose this? Or why are you doing it that way? I really wouldn't have that deep-rooted answer. Oh, I just read somewhere that such, or I saw it on YouTube that if you do this, or I read it in a book and it said to use this. Now, I'm not going to say that all of those things are wrong, because in my opinion, and my thoughts on it, I don't really think, I don't really see a right way to do witchcraft and a wrong way to do witchcraft. I think that wrong, the word wrong is what's wrong when you say is there's a right way and a wrong way. I think wrong is the wrong word. It's the wrong choice of words. I think a better word is the knowledge, what you're going to get from education, from educating yourself. You're going to do research, you're going to check other resources, and you're going to learn. You're going to have knowledge as to why you want to do a particular spell for a particular reason. And that is, if there's a wrong, then I would say that's what is wrong with it. The wrong way is to not know why you are even doing it, other than, oh, it's just fun and, it's just cool. I like it. And you know what? And that's okay. And that part of it, really, seriously, it is okay. Because there have been times, and I'm sure that there have been times for a majority of people that practice witchcraft that have done a spell that have just sort of pieced things together because, this looks cool. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And magically, the spell worked. Yay! So I did this spell right. Well, I spent 3 months working on that same spell. I researched this. I resourced that. I did this and I studied that and it took me 3 months and I didn't manifest anything. So I must have done it wrong. No. Sometimes if you're doing something, if you're doing magic, well, and there you go. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? We're doing it because we need assistance. That's why I do it. I do it because I need assistance. I don't do it because I haven't tried. I haven't tried other things. Say a job, I'm not going to sit here and do a spell to try to bring a job about if I'm not applying myself, if I'm not putting in applications, if I'm not going out and looking for a job, if I'm not doing anything, then how do I expect that to manifest, I suppose I could just sit around all day and do spells to manifest a job, and maybe one day somebody somewhere will see my post on Facebook and go, oh, hey, I know a girl, she wants a job. I believe in putting in the work. I believe in knowing why you want to do it. And what are you willing, I believe in what are you willing to sacrifice to get what it is that you want. And when we do spell work, it doesn't end with just the spell. You seriously have to do work, whether that is working your spell, and I will talk about that in another video where you do your spell, and I do teach this in my class. So we don't obsess over our spell work. We're not going to just sit there and obsess over the spell work, but you do need to work your spell. And there are some spells that need to be what we call feed. We need to feed our spells. We need to work with our spells. I'll get into that another video. And then there's quick spells like, I just need to do this. I need this to happen. I'm driving 3 hours away and I want safe travel, so I'm just going to light a candle for safe travels, write a little, petition for that, or I'm going to make a little, mojo grigri bag to carry with me for protection and safe travels. And I don't, so then of course I'm not going to, be working my spell. I'm not going to be working it. It's quick. It's like a quick thing. However, putting that together, I've done my research. I know what it is. I know I'm traveling, so I've already done the research. If I'm going to use herbs, I know what herbs I want to use, and I know why I want to use them. If I'm going to light a candle, I know what color, and I know why I chose that color. If I'm writing a petition, I know why I'm writing the petition, and I know what words I'm going to use on the petition, and those sort of things. So I think that people really think that magic is just or spell work is just this instant gratification, um, and really it isn't. It really does require, I think, some knowledge about what you're doing. And if you've watched any of my videos where I've done some spells and stuff, and I've showed some little magic things on here that I do talk about that, about building the foundation, starting with the foundation of your house and then building the house. You don't just build the roof and start with the roof, right? You have to have that foundation. And I think it's the same in magic. I think it's the same in our practice in witchcraft. Um, so, when it comes to doing it right and doing it wrong, what is doing it right? Then what is doing it right? What is doing it wrong? I mean, I don't know what that means, doing it right. And let me explain that to you. Let's just say I have a spell book that I bought at the bookstore, and there's all these spells in there. And here's a spell for bringing that job to me. And I read the spell and I go out and I get all the ingredients, all the things that I need, and word for word, I put it together and I do it. I do it exactly like the book said. And I don't get a job. Well, did I do it wrong? Well, did you? You got all the stuff. You did exactly what it said. A pinch of this, 2 tablespoons of that, do this, do that. You did everything that it said, but your spell didn't manifest. I wonder why. You must have done it wrong. I mean, there's no wrong way. That wasn't wrong. So when I look at situations like that, where we are word for word taking spells out of books, or word for word taking spells off of YouTube, off of TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, word for word, I mean, that is somebody else's words. That's somebody else's opinion. And, I'm even going to go back and tell you that when I was growing up into witchcraft, Scott Cunningham was pretty much Scott Cunningham, Silver Ravenwolf, Raymond Buckland. There was another witch, and her name is Sybil Leek, Selena Fox. I had one book by Gerald Gardner, but I will be honest with you, at the time, way over my head. I was not ready for that yet. And Raymond Buckland, I mean, I thought he was a little weird, and I still kind of do. But you know what? He had some knowledge, right? I'm not going to take that away from him. But the majority of the books that I used were Scott Cunningham and Silver Ravenwolf, because those were the books that I had available. Sybil Leek, Selena Fox. Those were the books that I had available. All right, so this really happened. So I took a spell. I want to say it was out of Scott's book. I'm not even sure which one. And I really wanted the spell to work. I really needed it, and so I did. I did the spell like word for word, exactly what it said, and and it didn't work. And and then I thought, well, he's, what a hoax, like what a who's this dude, right? That has this book and he's got this spell, and I did it exactly like he said to do, and it didn't work. But when you start to dissect that and you start to think about it, well, I'm not Scott. Our energies were probably different. What day of the week did he do it? Where was the moon? What city did he live in? What country did he live in? There were things that started coming up for me that I said, that's and he's an author. I mean, he's a witch, but he's an author. So Did he really do that spell? Did he really do that spell? Or did he just think it up in his head? I mean, was it a successful spell for him? Or did he just think it up in his head? So it's getting out of the box. It's going, you know what? That's a cool spell. I love that. I like the idea of that spell. I'm going to use this. I'm not particularly drawn to air magic or water magic. I like fire. I'm passionate with fire. I'm going to change that up a little bit, and I'm going to try this. And if you try it and it works, does that mean you did it the right way and he did it the wrong way? Or does it just mean that your spell worked because it was your idea, it was your creation, it was your passion? You did your research, you did your homework, you researched it, and you didn't just research it from Scott's book. You know, if Scott said to use, poor Scott, I'm just using you as a thing, okay? I'm just using you as an example. Maybe he said use dandelion for whatever reason. So you use dandelion. And you got the worst headache. Oh, you got the worst headache. Why? Because you're allergic to dandelion. It's a weed. You were allergic to it. Why did you do that? That's what Scott said. So if I'm allergic to dandelion and he says use dandelion, I'm not using dandelion. I'm going to find something else that I can use. So it doesn't mean that he was wrong. He didn't do witchcraft wrong. I wasn't wrong for using his exact thing. Because I was new, I used what the book said. So what's wrong is I didn't research. That's what's wrong. I was wrong. I was not educated. I didn't do the work. And so I just don't buy into this is the right way to do magic and this is the wrong way to do magic. I heard someone on YouTube say there is a wrong way to do magic, spell work. And the wrong way is to not educate yourself. That's wrong. That's disrespectful. That's, taking away from. But here's the thing. If you did that and you didn't research it and it worked for you and it brought the desired results to you, then how is that person wrong? How is that person wrong? Just because you did it this way doesn't make that person wrong or their how they witchcraft wrong. It just isn't the way you do it. So we have to remember that. We have to remember that. I would prefer you do your research. I would prefer that you have a knowing. I would prefer that you build your foundation and to build your house on before you start dabbling. Because then you're going to know. You're going to have the knowing. You're going to have the roots. You're going to have the history. You're going to have the why am I doing this? What is the end result? That didn't work. How can I adjust this spell? Instead of saying, yeah, I did it wrong, it didn't work. No, that's not true. Just adjust it. Adjust your spell. Maybe the universe said, you know what, now's not the time for me to give that to you, so it's not happening. Adjust it all you want. And I'm still not giving it to you because it's not time for you to have that. It's just the way that magic works. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You can do quick magic, dabble, and it might work phenomenal for you. Kudos, great. Doesn't mean that you did it wrong. Did you do it my way? No, you didn't. But maybe I did mine. Maybe I did this for 3 months. I worked every day. I fed it. I charged it. I was in it every single day. And it didn't happen. Did I do it wrong? No, I didn't. So, I truly don't believe that there is a right way to do witchcraft and a wrong way to do witchcraft. I think that if you boast and you ego out about it, it's not attractive. And it doesn't empower you. That does not empower you. It doesn't give you any more power. If you go around saying, oh, you're wrong, you did that wrong, that doesn't empower you. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't elevate you. I would love to educate. And I do. I teach my class, my one-on-one class. But they know from the get-go, this is a hodgepodge of information that I'm giving you. This is not Dakota's way. This is a hodgepodge. Some of it is Dakota's. Some of it might be Scott's. Some of it might be a class I took. A student, a past student, had phenomenal insight, and I got approval to use it in this class. It came from a student, a new person, a seeker, but they had this incredible woo thing happen, and they shared the information, and it's phenomenal. I'm sharing it with you. It's not mine. I'm sharing it. It doesn't make me any better. I learn every day, every day. What's wrong and what's right? What's wrong is calling out somebody else because they're not doing it your way, because you think what they're doing is dumb. Oh yeah, I've been called out. I've been called out, and I know them and who they are. And the thing is, then don't do that. Then don't do it. And do what works for you. I'm okay with that. I respect that. I am absolutely 100% okay with whatever you do. I may not ever use that in my practice. That is not how I do my practice. But guess what? I don't have to, because that's yours. So don't get caught up in that fear of, I don't want to do the wrong thing. Think it out. If you're afraid of that, I don't want to do the wrong thing. If that scares you, do your research, and then you won't be so afraid. I mean, really. And if so-and-so over there says you're doing it wrong, well, they're wrong for saying that, I mean, that's their opinion. Everybody has an opinion, and their opinion is right for them. And that's it. That's the bottom line. So anyway, so stay true to you. Stay true to you. Stay authentic. Stay in your own lane, and do what you feel is right for you. And, if you notice that things are not working for you in your spell work, that things are not happening, they're not working, well, then either readjust it or do more research on it. Do more research on it and see what else you can do to make it work. But always remember, you can pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to people that create spells for you and that will do work for you, and it still may not work, because ultimately, whatever you call source, universe, spirit, ancestors, elders, God, I don't care, whatever you call it, source, may have something else in mind for you. And we can manipulate energy. We can, to a degree. So sometimes spells work and sometimes they don't, and it's not because you did it right or because you did it wrong. Because maybe it just isn't the time for that to happen for you. So you have to also be very patient. You also have to be very patient. So that's my opinion. That is my opinion. That those are my thoughts on it, and that is how I see it. And nothing or anyone could ever change that because it's not theirs to change. So there you go. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. And I have something really cool that I want to do next week, but I have to do some research on it and before I do it. So look for next week and we'll see, and I will let you know if that's the cool thing I'm doing or not. And if I don't do it, I'll let you know why I didn't do it. All right. So have a really good week. Be kind and stay in your own lane. Love ya. Bye.